Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at two brand new mousepads from Teevolution. If you don't remember who they are the makers of the Terra Pro, the G703 clone that really shocked us. Both of these pads, the Axis and Gravis, were sent to me for this review, but as always, everything you'll hear in this video is entirely based on my own experience. Teevolution clearly cares about the community. They are always very kind and available to talk to, and even in these two pads, from the packaging to the materials, and both models bringing something unusual or unique, it really shows all the passion that Teevolution is putting into this space. I've been testing them for a while now, and I will be able to compare them for you in this video, and we can break down how they feel, how they perform, and which one might be the right one for your playstyle. Let's jump right in. Now, both pads come in this very thick premium flat box, which is the kind of packaging that I would kind of expect from a glass pad. But enough with boxes, let's talk about the actual mousepads. So, the Axis and Gravis come in at a size of 450 by 400 millimeters with a thickness of 5 centimeters. Definitely a weird sizing. I wouldn't say it's the best. I would much prefer the standard 490 by 420 millimeters, but I think that all comes down to personal preference at the end of the day. Now, the base for both pads is this silicone base with 4 internal foam layers. It is much more rigid than typical cloth pads, and I would not recommend bending them too much because you can cause creasing on the surface, which is gonna be absolutely non-fixable. The stitching sits noticeably lower than the surface, and we have these logos on the bottom right that I've turned around now to let you see them, which are just the Teevolution logo with the information about the current pad. The silicone base is extremely sticky. Once the pad is on your desk, you actually have to peel it off to reposition it. Despite the firmness of the silicone, which I'm not sure if it shows on video, but these are extremely firm and they really feel unusual, like they really feel unique compared to most other cloth mousepads on the market. So despite the firmness of the silicone, you have 4 foam layers that add a very nice amount of plushness, which would put them, I think, between soft and extra soft softness, but with maybe a little faster rebound properties. Now let's start with the Gravis, and before we say anything about this pad, this is probably the slowest pad I have ever used in my entire life. It is extremely slow. It feels smooth at the touch. It has a very soft and unique feeling to it. It is a pure control pad, what people would usually call a mud pad. It has extremely high static friction. Micro adjustments require much more effort than usual, and the pad is actively resisting your motion. Pushing into the pad with your mouse is basically gonna make your mouse feel stuck. It is something really crazy. This is only for players who intentionally want the maximum resistance. Maybe CSGO players who love slow pads, or Valorant players who love slow pads, or just any user who really relies on extremely controlled movements. For my personal playstyle, it is absolutely too slow, but as a concept is great. I think I'm gonna make you a little spoiler here. I think this is the pad that works better between the two. But let's now talk about the Axis. So the Axis is marketed as a balanced pad, and is, I think, the least unique pad between the two. It is definitely the more common one, I would say. It has a noticeable texture. It kinda reminds me of the Hayate Otsu from Artisan, but much less textured. And one thing that surprised me about the Axis is that it's more controlled rather than being speed leaning like most textured pads. I think this mousepad is more in line with what I personally enjoy, so a balanced glide, a sense of control without feeling too muddy, and enough speed for flicks, but also pretty stable for tracking. Now, which one should you be picking? The Gravis offers extreme control, and it's perfect for tactical FPS players. It might be too slow for most players, and it just has lots of resistance. The Axis is balanced, It has noticeable texture, which can be both good or bad, depending on the player. It still offers great control while still providing decent speed, and it is the more mainstream versatile choice. My personal pick between the two, even though it doesn't fit my playstyle, is the Gravis, because of how unique it is and how different it is from other control pads. This one is a proper mud pad, like this is actually holding your mouse back. The only thing I actually didn't like about these pads is the sizing. I don't think this sizing is appropriate for the current market. Most people prefer the standard 490 by 420. Some people even prefer the 500 by 500. So I think the 450 by 400 is just not really marketable right now, but maybe that's just my impression. I think Teevolution still deserves credit here. The pads feel very different. The construction, the base, and the Gravis surface are original ideas, and they are not trying to copy any other existing pads. I would love to see these re-released in larger sizes, but overall, I really enjoyed testing them, and I think the Gravis in particular could fit a lot of tactical FPS players looking for a very controlled option. If you have any questions about either of the pads, drop them below and I'll get back to you. If you found the video helpful, a like and a sub would mean a lot. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.